So today I'm gonna do a heart to Hana, and I wanna say thank you to Goodal for partnering with me on this video and for just working with me again. As I've mentioned before, I discovered them through Leah Yu, and I really love them after using their apricot collagen youth firming cream. And then I decided to try out their green tangerine vitamin C dark spot serum. So I've actually been testing this out for a couple months now and actually really like it. So a little bit about the product. So they actually use green tangerines and they're picked at peak season from Jeju. And this is when the vitamin C levels are 10 times more than ripe tangerines. And I've always been kind of hesitant to use vitamin C because in the past when I had a lot of acne, because you guys know I have pretty sensitive skin, vitamin C was a big no-no for me. It would always feel really harsh on my skin and kind of make it worse. But this serum is actually really gentle on my skin. I did use a little bit at first and then more and more over time. So as you guys can see, a couple months ago, the hyperpigmentation on my chin, which is where I get a lot of my pimples, was pretty dark. And then I started using this serum consistently, and as you can see now, it's pretty light now. The serum's really good about working underneath the skin to help lighten hyperpigmentation. Okay, so I actually do use this in the daytime because it's actually a stable day and night serum because it's made of a stable form of natural vitamin C, so it's not gonna oxidize. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of my skincare now, but this is actually a really affordable product, but if you do want to save a little bit more, I mean, who doesn't? Then here's a discount code and I'll leave a link in the description box as well. Okay, someone asked, what is something I'd like to achieve this year? And just wondering how I'm doing. So I am pretty good. And I can't believe we're already like halfway through the year, but something I'd like to achieve this year. Honestly, I think something I want to achieve is just to find like hobbies that I really enjoy doing. A lot of you guys were telling me that the pressure to feel like you're really good at something is definitely there, but like who says that you have to be good at one particular thing or like known for one particular thing? And I think I was really hyper focused on that just because I don't feel like I'm really known or that good at anything. But yeah, so I hope to find stuff that I really enjoy doing and be like consistent with it. I think that's my goal this year. And another goal is to go to Korean class more consistently. So I had a 2-semester break. It was only supposed to be 1 semester. That's almost half a year. It was only supposed to be 1 semester, like for a few months during the winter time. But my application for when I was trying to return got like messy, so I couldn't go, but I am starting class again next month. So I definitely feel a lot more timid speaking Korean, and it's definitely gotten worse since I haven't been going to class and like forcing myself to use it every day. So hopefully it gets better. What was Jimmy's reaction to my boob surgery? I mean, he was very supportive and definitely was like, if you want to do it, you should do it. I definitely talked to him about it a lot just to get like my thoughts together before deciding, so it's not like it was a surprise to him or anything. Plus he's known that I've wanted to do this for a long time, so plus I feel like he doesn't mind that my boobs look a little bigger and fuller on my body. Without getting weird, he likes it. How did you become comfortable talking in Korean to natives? Because I find it hard. So I actually am not comfortable talking to Korean people who grew up here and know how to speak Korean fluently. So basically I will say, based on my past vlogs and stuff, when I was taking Korean class, I definitely was way more, like I said, confident about trying to practice my Korean out in public. There's a lot of people who actually do try and talk to me only because I have a dog. So I think when I go out and walk my dog, a lot of people like come up and ask me questions and blah, blah, blah. And so that was a big help for me to practice my Korean. And now I notice that when that happens, I get really nervous and I'm like, oh, please don't talk to me. But before I was like really trying to learn from the conversations that I was having. And I will say there were a lot of times where they realized I didn't speak Korean and it got really uncomfortable. Even though I was trying to speak with them in Korean, it got really uncomfortable. They kind of like stopped talking, or they would just walk away from me. So yeah, you definitely get a lot of those really uncomfortable moments, but a lot of people are actually really, really nice, and they will speak a lot slower for you, and they'll try and pop in a little bit of English here and there whenever they can. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm super comfortable yet. I think what helped was Korean class making me speak every day, and I think what also helped is just like when I go to my regular cafes and they know I don't speak Korean, so they like speak to me slower and kind of like a child. It definitely makes me feel more comfortable about using it in general. What's the hardest or challenging part of a relationship? So I would say I think it's just accepting that your partner is going to change. And I feel like that's a really hard concept for people to grasp. So it's actually funny because I always hear people say like, oh, like people never change, and once a blah blah will always be a blah blah, you know, that phrase. And I just don't believe that, because then there's also the fact that people do change. And I think it's like when you've known someone for a long time, it's kind of hard to notice someone change if you're not ready for them to change, or you don't like or agree with the change that's happening, or that change doesn't really fit with your lifestyle or whatever. So I think that's the hardest part, to be honest, is like just being accepting that your partner is definitely going to change over time. Especially with Jimmy and I, because we've been together for so long, it was really difficult to grow with each other and not apart, because we were so young when we met. I mean, we're still young. When we met, we were 17, 18, and then we stayed together for like all through college, and then our early 20s and our mid 20s. And so obviously we are definitely not the same people we were when we first met. Especially Jimmy, like he was very adventurous and wanted to experience like a lot of things in life, and I was like, I don't like change. I want to like be the same forever and feel comfortable all the time. And so that was really hard for me, because he was definitely growing and changing as a person at a different speed than I. But yeah, I think I would say that was the hardest part for me. How do you make friends with your boyfriend's friends? I feel awkward and fake sometimes. Okay, so actually I don't really feel like I'm that close to Jimmy's friends. Like some of them I am, but like his super, super close friends, I don't really feel we're that close. I don't really feel like it's necessary. I feel like we get along. If we're at the same functions and stuff, it's fine. Like we have a good time, it's whatever. But I feel like I felt a lot of pressure to become really, really close with Jimmy's friends, just because we did share a lot of friendships throughout the years. And now I realize that I don't really have to be super close with them. Like those are his friends, and I can have my own friends. And I actually think that's a lot better to have like some separation. But yeah, all you have to do is just like be nice, and you don't have to be like best friends with them. You can just kind of get along, you know? Obviously, me and Jimmy do share a lot of the same friends and like do hang out a lot. But there are some of his really close friends that they're not my best friends. Okay, I feel like I always answer something similar to this, but I always get this question. So this is tips for when you're a very clingy type, but your boyfriend's alone time is very important to him. The tips that I have given in the past are to create like your own hobbies and stuff. So for example, like don't always want to do everything with them. If you want to like take a class, or if you want to like go to this certain cafe, or to eat this certain food, or like go to watch this, sorry, my camera cut out. But anyways, like I was saying, like if you want to do stuff, like you should just go do it without him. And then you kind of just like keep doing that until you kind of create a time alone that you enjoy. And you kind of also have to force yourself to do things without him. So like if your friends invite you to go out, don't always be like, oh, can my boyfriend come? Just be like, okay, like I'm going out with my friends, I'll see you X, Y, and Z. So it's kind of hard, especially when you like really want to spend all your time with that person, but you kind of just have to force yourself to get used to doing things without him. And eventually, as it worked out for me, I enjoy some time apart now. So okay, last thing I'm gonna do is my lips, which I know is your guys' favorite part. I'm gonna put this one on, Ink Velvet 27 from Peri Para. Just a light dab. And then on top, I'm gonna put this Hara Beauty lip, what is this? Sensual Spicy Nude Gloss in 105. Okay, so that's this look. Whoa, I gotta fix this. All right, so this is my makeup. It's like very pink and summery. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I will leave the link in my description box to shop this green tangerine Vita C dark spot serum from Goodal, and then a discount code again. I'll talk to you guys later.